Okay, so this will still be about human reproductive system, and the discussion is continued. And this is an interesting template, presentation template. From, as you can see, it's genially. You see in American English, it's an eggplant. In British, it's aubergine and a donut or whatever. But it's quite interesting with the moving objects inside it. Hopefully, it will also ensure the interestingness of today's session. We've been discussing this chapter for weeks. Okay, in my scholar alone, I've gotten up to 8 posts. Okay, related to this chapter. Not I haven't counted how many Miss Lita already got as well for this chapter. We got a little bit part of this chapter hasn't been discussed. Then I'm trying to accomplish everything this morning. Okay, guys. So let's carry on. I really hope that you are familiar with all the terms displayed on your screen right now. Okay, reproduction, fertilization, gestation, gametogenesis, spermatogenesis, oogenesis, mitosis, meiosis, diploid or haploid, chromosomes, hormones, etc., 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 and so on and so forth. Of course, these terminologies are not all the terminologies contained in this chapter. Yeah, I mean, there are many more. When we talk about, for example, mitosis, you've also learned about at least 4 other terms, right? The phases of the mitosis itself. PMAT, okay, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. What I want you to make sure is that you understand every single term we've been studying so far. Okay, this is very important. I mean, you really need to understand what reproduction is, what fertilization is, and so on and so forth. That's important. So before I continue, guys, is there anything you need to ask us? Go ahead. Related to the terms you see displayed on the screen or other things which are not there here, which are not here on the screen. Anything, guys, you want to ask? Because inside the message I shared with 9D, and I asked them to share it with the other classes, 9C and 9E, I also ask you to prepare yourself, to be prepared. I mean, even if the daily test is will still be held on Thursday, this Thursday, then the assumption would be that all of you already prepared. It's like maybe like 90% prepared or 97% prepared, something like that. So I really hope that you've prepared yourself. So go ahead, guys. If there is anything you want to ask related to our previous materials, go ahead.
Sir?
Yep.
I asked for gestation. I'm not that familiar.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gestation is a term called in bahasa Indonesia is masa kehamilan. Yeah, the pregnancy. So human gestation period is about 9 months. Elephant gestation period is 22 months, something like that. Yeah, a pregnancy. but it's more like more slightly scientific term. Is that answered your question? That's gestation. Anybody else? Go ahead. And remember that that there are Indonesian terms you need to know. I mean the translation of each terms. Okay, like just now you asked what gestation was, what gestation is. Then it's a good thing because now you know gestation is masa kehamilan, yeah, pregnancy. Anybody else want to ask question? Go ahead.
Sir, may I ask about the menstrual cycle?
Menstrual cycle. Oh, okay. Then I haven't prepared that for you. So I need to show you the okay. Then I'm going to since I did not prepare the PowerPoint file we used before, then I'm going to use another. How do I do this? Wait, please. Then I'm going to browse the internet and find a picture because I believe using picture will be sufficient to find things, and I believe I'm going to use this one. Okay. Yep. I'm going to open the image on the new tab, and it's tiny, it's tiny. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Will it be better? Come on, let's find another one. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. Internet. Yes. Find another image which is clearer. This is huge. One. Okay, I think I'm going to open the website instead. Yeah, so that the size of the looks tiny. Let's see if it can be enlarged. How big can it be? Can it get? Come on. Open sesame. Buka wijen. Yes. So this is menstrual cycle. And since I don't really have experience about this, then thank godly we have Ms. Vita here. But I've shown you the diagram like this before. Okay. Then I have to choose this because this is large enough to be seen. Ignore all the advertisement. Okay. So menstrual cycle is a cycle in which there's something happen in women's womb. And actually, it's not really in women because we understand that most mammals undergo that, even though the name would be different. Okay, so if you heard the term estrus, that's also that's actually menstrual cycle, but happens at on the other animals like Miss Lita and I. We also observed the estrus of the cavia, which is a marmot, something like that. So estrus. So mammals undergo this, yeah. And what happened during this period is change in the what should I call it? Uterus. I hope you remember what uterus is, right? Uterus, rahim. Okay. Where exactly in the uterus affected by this cycle? It's actually the lining, the wall called the endometrium. Yeah. What happened is that there's a change in the at the endometrium. It's the uterine line. Yeah, the wall. So, and here is what happened. The menstrual cycle, as you all already know, we've talked about this. It happens in 28 days in average. In 28 days. Okay, we call it menstruation or endometrial cycle, or most people just call it period. Okay, happens only. Undergone by women only. Okay, by female mammals. Now, day 0 started when the endometrium is collapsing, and this is what caused the bleeding during the during the menstruation, right? Bleeding. Yeah, most of us know that. Maybe boys that not really understand this, but yeah, this is what happened. Yeah, and then during this, after the endometrium collapse, then it will be rebuilt again, and for this change to happen, it requires the work of hormones. You see, this lines graphic shows us what hormones involved in this cycle and the concentration or the amount of each hormone at a certain time. For example, we've talked about this before, that there are 4 hormones we are focusing now: estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone. Okay. And actually, sorry, not yet. And then the other 2 are this FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone. These are the 4 hormones involved in this cycle. And the work of each hormone will cause something, of course. For example, menstrual cycle can also be divided into 2 phases called follicular phases until day 14 and luteal phases. Why is it called follicular? Because in this period, the egg is still in the form of follicle. Okay, a follicle. So like this. At first, it got a thin layer of cells surrounding the egg. Yeah, and then the surrounding layer becomes thicker and thicker and thicker. This structure is called follicle. Okay, and what caused this is the FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Stimulate, stimulate, right? Merangsang. Okay, hormone perangsang follicle. Okay, so as the follicle stimulating hormone at work, the follicle become developed, more and more developed, until it become more and more mature. And at the end, see the peaking of LH here, the concentration of LH now, what is that? Drastically changed. It's increased. Why? Because this luteinizing hormone caused the changing from follicle into a luteum. Corpus. This is what we call corpus luteum. Yeah, corpus, because at luteal phase, the egg has now been unleashed. Okay, and what remains only the follicle cells without the egg, called corpus luteum. That's where the term luteal come from. Okay, corpus luteum. So see, luteinizing hormone at work, and then the egg is ovulated. Okay, unleashed, ovulated. We call it ovulation. Please don't be confused. Until here, is there any question? Not yet? Okay. So again, day 14, the border between the follicular phase and luteal phase, the egg is unleashed, ovulated. So what remains is just the follicle cells without the egg, called corpus luteum. Okay. The estrogen plays roles in making or helping the egg to be mature. Yeah, in this follicular phase. So estrogen going up, and then it will cause the maturation of the egg, the follicle, okay, until it arrive at the most mature part before it is released. Yeah, and then here the progesterone is still low, but as the egg become more and more mature, see that there is an increase on the amount of progesterone. What does this do? See, here the lining is collapsing in the menstruation. Okay, so the women undergo that bleeding, and along not only blood, also some debris, of course, and then it will see as the progesterone increasing. You see the lining is also become thicker and thicker and thicker until it arrived at this maximum or highest point at which the thickness of the endometrium is at the top. I mean, this is the thickest. Yeah. Why should the endometrium become this thick, get thicker and thicker? Because every single period, the female human is preparing herself to conceive, to have babies. Okay, so be careful, girls, when you guys already arrive at this point that you've had your period, then you are ready to reproduce. That's the fact. So this should be thick, because this is where later the zygote, which will then develop into embryo, will then move from the fallopian tube all the way into the endometrium, and then attached here, embedded here, so that it can undergo the 280 days development inside the body of inside the womb. Womb, if you are not familiar with the term, womb means uterus. Okay, womb, W-O-M-B, womb, rahim. So again, if the egg is fertilized, you know the meaning, hopefully still remember, right? That there's a sperm able to penetrate it among millions of them. There's one successful, become the victor, victoriously able to penetrate, then fertilization take place, then the fertilized egg called zygote will attach here. Now if it is really fertilized, the egg, then the level of progesterone will be stable. It will be like horizontal line over here. It won't be decreasing like this if fertilization happens. Why? Because this is progesterone. It maintains the endometrium. Can you guys understand that so far? Who asked the question just now? Sorry?
Karen, sir.
Karen, yeah. Can you understand that, Karen?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, boys, do you understand? This is biology. We learn everything related to human body, include also the one which related to sexual matter, but in the sense of science. Okay, so I really hope my explanation is clear enough. Is there any more question? Okay, if there is no more question, not yet, then let's continue. So if we go next, now let's talk about twinhood. We've talked about this before that, and you got relatives or friends who are twins, right? So how about that? Twinhood. hood. That's actually my own term. I haven't checked whether in the dictionary there is a term twinhood, but we are going to talk about twin hood. Okay. This is a video about how twins are formed. Okay, I hope you can enjoy this. Oh wait, have I shared the audio? I have to check first. Oh, not yet. So yeah. Like you checked it. Okay, let's go. Yeah, okay. So it's about twins, and especially this one, the video talked about the identical twins. Okay, so in your IPA book, that you will not find the term identical and fraternal. Okay, but it's actually the terms used in different language. But in our book, we got the two terms. First, monozygotic, and then dizygotic. Okay, monozygot dan dizygot, kembar monozygot dan kembar dizygot. What I want to remind all of you, because we've talked about this before. Hopefully, I hope I haven't. I talked about this before with you. Is that yes, identical twins are twins which originated from one zygote only, monozygotic. So it's just one cell. And interesting thing, you see that in this, the video was talking about embryology. Okay, the video also talked about embryology. One of the subject I like when I studied biology before, long time ago in Bethlehem. It's like after one egg is fertilized by one sperm, okay, and then that one egg will be called zygote, okay, and then the zygote will start to proliferate. It will undergo this process called proliferation. It's simply the division of cells. It will be divided. One cell, one zygote will be split into two. Two become four. The video said, right? 4 become 8. 8 become times 2, 16. 16 become 32. 32 becomes 64. 64 become and so on and so forth. I'm not really good at math. So it will become a ball of cells. Okay, a ball of cells. Actually, we can find it also in our buku IPA. This structure is called morula. But I agreed with Pak Jonas that we won't talk about this during the test. Okay, so this is just an FYI. Morula. Okay, and the cell will continue to develop to divide, and then there will be movement of cells, invagination, and so on, so that there will be then a hollow space area inside the ball. Okay, at that phase we call this embryo as blastula, morula blastula. And then it will continue its journey to this phase called gastrula, and then go to organogenesis. And you need to remember that, yes, at that time, the term for this entity inside the womb is called embryo, okay? But as the organogenesis started, when it has arrived at the 8th or 9th week, minggu ke-8, minggu ke-9, it is no longer called embryo, but it is called fetus. Okay, jadi fetus itu sekitar 8 minggu, 9 minggu. Itu namanya fetus. Bahasa Indonesianya adalah janin. Fetus. Okay, so it will continue to grow. Nah, but in the video we saw that the ball of cells then somehow split into two, and then each and every what is that? Kalau Kalau di pemberontakan itu berarti kan separatis, ya, separatis. Ya, it's got potensi to become one individual. And since they come from one very particular embryo, then they are exactly the same. That's how identical twins are. They are exactly the same in appearance, even in the characteristic, in the temperament. They are oh my godly similar. Can they be different? There was a research, done to one twin. This is very famous, but I cannot remember the names of the twins. But both the twins are separated from their very young phase of life. They are separated, means they are in two different environments. But then the scientists found that they got they still got so many similarities. Even they married to the same type of woman, girl, something like that. This is interesting. That's identical twins. That's identical twins. They're very identical, and yes, they come from in our buku IPA it's called monozygotic, monozygotic. But as for the fraternal twins, what happened is different. In fraternal twins will happen when a woman ovulate, okay, and at that particular period, she ovulate 2 eggs at the same time, and the 2 eggs are fertilized, and the 2 eggs then become zygote, and then continue the development. The 2 fertilized eggs, the 2 zygotes will be developed and of course share space in the womb together, and when the time comes, they will be delivered into the world as twins. But as for fraternal twins or dizygotic twins, they are not identical. It could be like a boy and boy, or girl, or it could be boy and girl. Even though it's boy and boy, they could appear different extremely, because fraternal twins are practically brothers, sisters, siblings born at the same time, just like that. Okay, so it's about twins explained. Any question? Not yet? Okay, carry on. Yeah, now fetus in the womb. Aubergine, eggplant. Yeah, the Brits are confused why the American called terong as eggplant. And Americans, not many know that. I think many of them know that the Brits called terong aubergine. FYI. Okay, this image shows you this is the image of a fetus. I wouldn't call this a baby because it's still inside there, so it's not a baby. It's a fetus. Okay, and it's in the womb. Okay, what I want you to check out are the parts inside this. See, this is the entrance to this vagina. Okay, this is the cervix, leher, rahim, and here's the fetus inside the womb. Fetus in utero. Okay, fetus, janin, utero, uterus, rahim. Janin di dalam rahim. You will see that it is protected by this amniotic sac. Ada kantung, ya, kantung. Kita mungkin sebutnya ketuban, ya, karena di dalam kantung ini ada cairan amniotic fluid di dalam amniotic sac. And you can, I think, guess easily enough that, yes, of course, before the fetus is not this big. This, I think, is ready to be delivered into the world, okay, to be born. This one is ready. It's already like fully filled. It's already like kesempitan, okay, kesempitan. And yes, they are upside down, and that's what's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be upside down. Ya, kepala di bawah, bujur di luhur, gitunya. Supposed to be like this. Even, correct me if I'm wrong, Miss Rita could correct me if I'm wrong, but in many cases, if the doctors find that the baby is not, in bahasa Indonesia we call it sumsang, they also do like a gentle massage to make the baby correctly positioned like this. This is the correct position, okay? Because when they are born, when we are born, the head should go out first. It will make things easier instead of kaki gitu ya. Tarik kakinya, set, oh cabut, oh ini kaki kanan, cabut lagi, oh ini kaki kiri, oh ini tangan kanan, oh dia laki-laki gitu ya. Nggak seperti itu. Jadi this is good. This is the right position. Yeah. So you can imagine if it is still small, while the mother move around doing this and that, of course the fetus will be like exposed to this danger of being shocked, being bumped into the wall of the uterus, and so on and so forth. It could hurt the baby, the fetus. Yeah. So that's why God, our awesome God, has designed this during gestation. Amniotic sac, yeah, kantung amnion, and amniotic fluid inside. So the fetus will be protected. Yeah, it won't have a direct impact with the wall of the uterus. So it's like nyoy gitu ya, tapi tidak gurih, yeah, something like that. So and then what's interesting is that there is a placenta and umbilical cord. Sorry, I forgot this one. Umbilical. Okay, umbilical cord. You know what? The placenta is attached to the endometrium, means it's connected to the mother, while the other and one end of the umbilical cord is embedded to the placenta, and the other end of umbilical cord is connected to the fetus. So you can I always visualize that in my mind like this. I got my phone, okay? I got my phone, so I'm stop sharing. I got my phone, and then I got let's see, and I got the charger, okay? Phone and charger, okay? My phone and my charger. So it's I believe this can represent what happened between the baby, the fetus, and the umbilical cord and the placenta. So this is the baby, okay? This is the baby, the fetus, okay? And then the fetus is connected to the umbilical cord, like that, okay? And then the umbilical cord is connected to the placenta. So, and the placenta is attached to the wall socket, which is the mother. Yeah. And why have I thought that this is representative enough, the association? Because what happened is that during the 9 months of gestation, the mother will supply the fetus with everything the fetus needs: nutrition, oxygen, even helping the fetus to make sure that it eliminates all the waste, things like that. So the mother facilitates us to be guaranteed to have a sustainability that awesome. Okay, so I always see again that this is the fetus, this is the umbilical cord, and this is the placenta. Okay, so I hope by showing you this, explaining you this, you can understand the role of placenta and umbilical cord there. See, the adapter will supply the placenta will supply this fetus with electricity, something like that. Yeah, so it can continue to be active, to be alive, like that. Do you understand that, everyone? Do you understand? Any question? Going back to the genealogy. Where is it? That's what I want to explain about this. And then, do I still have time? Okay. 4 minutes left. Now, related to diseases, I really hope you can read this in your book and ask questions, okay? But there are some diseases. HIV or AIDS, human immunodeficiency virus, which cause this AIDS. HIV is the virus. AIDS is the disease, okay? AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome. And most of these, since this is related to the reproductive system, many of them are STD, sexually transmitted disease. Yeah, so spread through infected blood from sexual activities, blah blah blah. Gonorrhea, STD also caused by this is the bacteria syphilis. Syphilis ini yang disebut dengan Lion King, ya, Raja Singa, ya, syphilis. Ini juga STD karena bakteri. Kemudian ada herpes simplex genitalis, ya, ini herpes, penyakit herpes. Ini juga virus herpes simplex. Lalu kemudian ada, nah ini fluor albus atau white discharge, itu keputihan, ya. Boys, I don't think will experience this, but girls could experience this infection. And for this, for you to be able to maintain prevent yourself from having this is by keep everything hygiene. Okay, and then epididymitis. Remember, I've told you before that all diseases ended up with itis, means radang, inflammation. And I guess I have to stop. But before that, I'm going to share with you this genealogy so that you can use it later, okay, by yourself. I'm going to attach it in the chat. Wait, please. Yeah, here it comes. Go ahead, everyone. You can use that. For next meeting, please read again. Please do yourself a favor, read. And if you have questions, never hesitate to ask. Let's just wrap the chapter awesomely so that you will be able to have the test and get the best grade you can get. I guess that's it, everyone. I have to go. Thank you very much for attending this class and being with us. God bless you all.
Be strong.